So I figured I would go ahead and answer this question as I wash my dishes for the day. The hardest part about self-publishing, I would say, is probably the waiting game. And I know that that sounds really silly because compared to traditional publishing, or even hybrid publishing, it does take way faster. I mean, really, it's all in control of you. But the time that it took me to work with my illustrator and get my illustrations back, I think kind of took a little bit longer than normal. Probably from the time that I sent my first storyboards to my illustrator to the time that we wrapped it up and I would consider all of our illustrations done was probably about 2 or 3 months. But to me, it just seemed like it took so long because that's like all I was waiting on. So while I was waiting on that, I would get my other things done. But the hardest part I would say is probably just the waiting game and then having to market. So the waiting game while you're waiting to publish your book and you have to rely on other people to help you. Um, and then having to market it. So marketing is definitely the hardest part. I was kind of one of those people who thought, I'm going to publish this book and I'm just going to go viral or something and I'm just going to sell all these things. And marketing, especially in the children's book market, which is what I have published so far, I think is a little bit harder. I know people who have had tremendous success when they started out years ago. And I think now, because I started kind of the tail end of COVID, 2020 anyways, a lot of people were publishing books. I was on TikTok and people were posting about doing low content books and doing journals and stuff like that. And I think the market got really saturated with it. So I think honestly, kind of just timing and having to market it and figure out how to market in a way that is unique to the book and gives off a good impression that makes people want to buy your book, of why they want to buy my book instead of somebody else's book when there's literally millions of books out there. So I would say hardest part overall, the waiting game while it's in other people's hands and you have to just wait, which I know is minuscule in the grand scheme of things, and then trying to market the book in a way that is successful.